the empire.
Take care of this. Get rid of the empire. Get rid of this republic and make it a real democracy. I want multiple parties. I don't want to hear about Republicans and Democrats where they trade off. That's nonsense. It didn't work for 200 years.
Well, we're not even following the republic right now, and it's just a terrible situation. And I hear your frustration, but it shows that if they did do that whole psyop, which I saw in the Washington Post and a bunch of other places, and it was government directed, that was clear, they wouldn't have attacked us if it wasn't true and if it wasn't hurting them. And that's my greatest frustration, is that I'm just one little guy, and I've had so much success standing up to these people. I wish other people realized that all that evil men need to triumph is that good men do nothing, as many of our founders said. And no army can stop an idea whose time has come. Now is the time to stand up. Now is the time to get involved. Dr. Pieczenik, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you for the privilege of being on your show, and God bless the people.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. There goes Dr. Pieczenik. Shifting gears into a very important subject, art imitates life, life imitates art. And the main thing that the United States still produces is movies and art, books, comic books, literature, television shows. We're the big purveyor of it. And it's all laced with conditioning messages. Now, in the last few months, I've had a lot of people say to me, Alex, what's all this hype with the Hunger Games? And I said, I don't know. I'm not reading fiction books right now. Don't have time for it. And then I saw some of the ads for the movie, had a chance to read the synopsis, had a chance to view the film. And Aaron had a chance to go last night and see it. And it completely blows me away. And Aaron was staggered at the end of the film last night, because it's exactly what's in all the eugenics documents. It's exactly what's in the Biological Diversity Assessment, UN, Club of Rome. It is a super advanced technological society by a tiny technocratic elite who have rewilded 90+% of the country. They have the nation broken into 12 regions, which we're 10 regions under FEMA. They have monorail for the elite. Most of the public's been killed by an artificial collapse around 100 years before. And they play the different zones off against each other and organize society around ritualistic warfare, gladiatorial games. Now, in the UN Biological Diversity Assessment 96, they talk about gladiatorial games, bringing them back, human sacrifice. I cover that in Endgame. They've expunged it off the UN website. We have a copy of it. They just have a synopsis. We're going to have to dig that back out, by the way, Aaron. This is what is in all their literature. You got the Jumbotron saying, spy on your neighbors. It's feudalistic. If you get caught, poaching something, even though there's plenty of game, you get killed. It's the system they plan on setting up. Most people in compact cities, 90+% population reduction. It goes right down the line. Amazing technology everywhere, but only for the elite, not for the general public. And the elite have a subclass that manages things who are profanely trendy and gibbering and foppish and metrosexual. All of this is the plan. Now, Aaron, we're about to go to break. You got a minute and a half to give us a preview of your take on this. Aaron?
You got it, Alex. And we've got so many of these movies. The reservoir is deep with these archetypal, thematic movies that tell us about the system they're building and designing. And this one really hits home because it's, I think, 74 years in the future after the rebellion, which clearly seems to be this time. And those who fought back were punished with this game system where they take the children and put them into this gladiatorial
It's all about the state taking them. And again, there was a rebellion against the central government sometime before, and then 74 years have transpired since the game system was developed, yes.
And they have UN-style peacekeepers. They call them peacekeepers in the film, and they monitor the different districts, and they live in squalor in basic things, but they're spied upon under a high-tech system. There's plenty of food, but they restrict the rations for the control of the population. And if you go for more food, they put your name in the bowl more, so you're more likely to be chosen for this likely death gladiatorial game.
Total eugenics, actual plan. Upon seeing this, it completely blows my mind that that you see this film, and this is what they've got planned. I mean, this is total predictive programming.
It's sick, and it's got the whole Wizard of Oz node at the top behind the curtain. There's the little society of trendies who serve the system, have the stylish haircuts, and they celebrate this game, and it's a great thing to bring in these little chosen people from the outer realms.
Stay there. We'll be right back with the Agenda 21 movie. Let's put on screen for TV viewers the author of the Hunger Games. And we do want to try to get her on air with us because I want to pick her brain, Suzanne Collins, and ask her if anybody approached her with this info. I mean, obviously they did, or she's a listener of this show. And the fact that she wrote this novel 4 years ago, you know, the first one, and it is Agenda 21. So she's either a patriot, and folks even mid-level in Hollywood don't know what they brought forward, or this is a mass conditioning program. Aaron, what do you make of this? Why do you think they've deployed this? Because they don't deploy anything big like this with this type of hype unless it's meant for a reason.
The thing is that it's always a double-edged sword, Alex. I mean, even if it was written with the right intentions, most of the public watching this film has no clue what they're watching, just like all these other films, and it's subconsciously in the mind. And if you're not aware of what you're seeing, it does help them kind of hold you and get to your...
That's right. If you're not conscious of it, it actually conditions you and acclimates you.
If you are conscious, you can just, as you're lounging in your chair, decode these things and start to put pieces together.
And it's all about nanotech out of computers manifesting. So there's artificial intelligence, might even be running it. You've got genetically engineered wasp, fake artificial environments, fake skies that are so huge.
Yeah, it was very gladiatorial, but also Truman Show, also Running Man, where it's a manipulated reality with this game show. And the population's very kept. This is several generations into a kept population.
It's to keep you focused on their corner of false reality, because they can't rewrite the entire system. So it's about sucking you into the spectrum of their lies. And this lady's a television writer. So she's writing TV shows that are designed to suck you in. Man, I tell you, it's hardcore.
I mean, I just heard about this movie yesterday, so I know nothing about the author. But in terms of the themes, it's the classic ritual sacrifice where they choose children from each district. But instead of rebelling against the fact that they're taking and basically sentencing to death these children,
people are competing.
They cheer for it, and they hope for pride of their district and this and that.
Well, that's really what it is. People's sons get killed in the military, and rather than get upset about it, they're really proud of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all a ritualistic sacrifice.
It's really creepy, but they put a lot of things in your face, including the genetically modified creatures they had in this thing, and like you said, the nanotech creatures that were created on computers and instantaneously brought into the reality of this world where they're having the competition.
Yeah, I'd only heard about it in the last few months, people mentioning it, and I saw major hype, and then you never heard of it till yesterday when you guys went to see it. I mean, overall, it's all there. This is Agenda 21. This is the rewilding. They talk about gladiatorial games, human sacrifice in Agenda 21, in the biological diversity assessment. I mean, this is what they want to build. And so I guess they had to make a movie about it.
It's just really creepy. And it's just like the film Zardos, where it's the outlying districts, the furthermost from the centralized planning government, where you kind of have that last vestige of the rebellion. Even though they're programmed, you find those who finally resist coming from that area. And they still have a little bit of their humanity intact. They know how to hunt and run a trot line, as the song goes.
And a country boy can survive. So perhaps this Collins lady will put her back on screen. Maybe she's good.
Again, I don't know anything about the author of these books. I did hear that the next book has to do with when they go back to their FEMA district, or if they don't call it FEMA, whatever they call it, it's basically a FEMA-kept region. And they got the population divided, and it's divide and conquer once again, where they have ethnic groups in their own division, and they're pitted against the other groups, and there's a lot of that kind of thing going on, again, as you have the upper class who are into the trendiness and the foppishness and being in style and buying into the pageantry of life.
Exactly. If the population would just realize that style and fads are all scientific systems to control you. Once you become aware of the manipulation, no matter how sophisticated, it doesn't work anymore. We'll finish up and then go to Dr. Ben Fuchs, or pharmacist. By the way, Woody Harrelson is in the film. And we've reached out to Woody Harrelson. I worked with him on Scanner Darkly. And I've talked to him a few times, but I've never really twisted his arm into coming on. But we're close to getting him on. He's just shooting another film right now. I'm just blown away by this. I want people to understand this is the type of stuff that the globalists are trying to set up. Districts are poor working class. It's like a time warp. Each district is fenced, dirt roads. People are hungry. They live off squirrel meat. And, of course, if they catch you poaching, then you get in trouble. I mean, this is the complete system. The globalists want to go back to an agrarian, feudalistic system with controlled, compact science cities. I mean, this just blows me away, Aaron. I keep saying I'm blown away. They made a movie about what they're planning based around Running Man game shows with technology projected into our areas where we're wearing loincloths. How many times have I said that? That's their plan. And then now they've made a movie about it, and people think they're seeing fiction, when this is actually a blueprint of Mad Men.
Yeah, they have rustic 1900s-style societies, and then they have spaceship-type crafts floating over to monitor the population. So that gives you an idea of the technological separation. But all the writings show a bifurcation, a separation, two classes, you know, a super rich and a super poor. And the super poor, of course, is the great mass of everybody.
And all they are the small amount that they allowed to live after they killed 90+% to toy with us. Just because they enjoy still torturing us, they're going to keep some of us, they say.
But I know you already justified why talk about a fiction film, but I don't watch much TV anymore, so these kind of films...
Well, you have to talk about it. It's a brainwashing system. Go ahead.
It really makes an impact on me, but these things carry real themes. I mean, we say, you better stick to reality. Well, it's full of fiction and reality anyway. Look at the Obama bin Laden narrative we just talked about. And
no, they're already blurring the lines. Look at how this Trayvon Martin thing is a production. Whether it was wrong or not, whether he was murdered or not, the point is the media decides to push this now. Why?
They wag the dog. But on the point of food, they have so much excess food, they throw it to the pigs, they throw it in the dirt, but you can't have any because you're under this ration system. You're being kept by the peacekeepers.
And that's the carbon tax model. They're actually calling for rationing. We ought to do a whole review of it and just piece by piece talk about it and then show how that's their real plan.
But the most amazing part of this movie, if you're one of the chosen sacrifices who's reaped from the crowd, that's your only glory in life, is that you get taken to the Golden City, that you have a chance to shine one more time as you burn up in death, improbable death. Because for those who don't know the scenario, they bring 24 children and only one can survive. The others have to kill each other, and that's the point of the gladiatorial sport here. It's and
as I said, the ritual high priest psychopath class in every culture manifests the same design. They want your kids. Right now, the TSA is just wanting their genitals. Okay, and you know, and mommy and daddy are taught, the men in uniforms with the little pot bellies with the spit dripping out from their lips, they're going to grab your genitals now. And people do it, and you're going to take the cancer virus shot. We're already in it. Okay, we're already in a total control grid, and it's about to get a lot crazier. Speaking of that, we're going to have the Prometheus review.
Yep.
Sneak peek. We have the inside scoop, Secrets of Prometheus. That's going to be out, Thursday, Aaron?
Yep.
Ended up doing an hour of voiceover for a 10-minute clip.
It was pretty intense, but we're going to get it done.
All right. You got your work cut out for you. We'll be exposing that Thursday.